So, we're going to be talking about our authentic selves. Right, guys,
God.
welcome back to Sister Business. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello.
Last week we got 6 views, but
Oh, hey.
but it's okay because I'm gonna start properly like finding a platform for Sister Business to be properly uploaded rather than just YouTube. And we now have our own Instagram page. It's nice because we can have all our things in one space. We're going to do more things dedicated to the podcast and quotes and things like that. So it's cool to have its own little platform.
Yeah, I think so. Very nice.
So, yeah, we wanted to talk today about authenticity because you specifically said that you are still trying to figure out who your customer is. And I remember a
Mm.
few weeks ago you were saying, I'm my own customer, but then you were like, but what is my style? Like, you know, so that still doesn't
Uh,
clear up who your customer is.
no, not really, because I like loads of different styles. So it's hard because it's like, well, one day I might wake up and I want to wear like a nice black tunic, but then another day I might wake up and I want a pink version.
Wait, what's a
So
black tunic?
it's just like a plain t-shirty like something you wear with leggings, like
All
just a
right,
plain
okay.
top,
I just
like just a
got a
black.
picture of like Professor Snape when you said black tunic.
Oh God, no! I mean, some people might like Harry Potter in like themed clothes, but no.
Okay.
But yeah, I think because I think everyone shops. There's not one shop that you shop at that sells every single thing that you'd ever want to own, because it's like, you go to somewhere that is more evening wear themed for your evening clothes.
Yeah, yeah. Amy's sentences today. At least you're forming sentences, so we're
Yeah,
interpreting them.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. I'm glad someone is. It's because I've done that workout. Like, I
yeah. So
did this
it,
really strange workout.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a trend going around. It's on TikTok as well. It's basically just hip thrusts. It's like you contract your pelvis like under like over and over again. So you're basically just doing like a standing crunch.
Yeah, and I did it for 50 minutes, and then they do it really fast and like literally like boom, 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 and oh my God, I'm still recovering. I think my brain's
Yeah,
still in that mode.
yeah, your brain's still doing the hip thrusts.
It is still trying to figure out, but I noticed that I'm so different on one side of my body. Like I can do it fine, like where they do this
Mm,
weird karate chopping with the hands, and then you have to
yeah,
do it the other side. Oh my God, I couldn't do it the other side. I was like,
yeah. Oh God.
that's
Oh,
me
I need
being
to
my
try it.
authentic self.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, but that's it though. Your style, there are so many different things to it, and it's not one clear aesthetic, is it? It's so many different
No,
pieces of everything. So
yeah,
you're figuring out
you
like,
just mm,
yeah, we're figuring out what clothes do you make? Like which one do you go for?
yeah, yeah, and I think it's hard as well if you were into that kind of when you were younger and you did dress like alternative and maybe not gothy but alternative punk skater kind of thing.
Mm,
It's then hard to do that when you get older, because now I've noticed that all the clothes are aimed at the younger people, and
yeah,
now it's like, what kind of things would I wear if I still dress that way? Because like I go in Vans shops and it's just too young now.
right.
So then I'm thinking, well, where's the grown-up version of that? And there isn't one really.
Yeah,
So I think that's where I'm going to come in with the designs, to because you're just really limited as to what you can wear really if you're a bit alternative, because like I said last time, everything's got weird little crescent moons on and Ouija
yeah,
board writing, and everything's all black and gothy, and
Yeah.
you're not really catered for.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Mm,
anything that is remotely alternative is is kind of aimed at a younger audience. So
yeah,
like
it
Gen
is.
Z kind of people. So you're right, anything gothic has like, yeah, it has like those half crescent moons and
Yeah,
things like
but
that
then
on
it's
it,
still
doesn't it?
yeah, but then it's like, well, I still kind of want to wear nice clothes that are different without having to like, wear these strange little little
Yeah.
things on my outfits.
Yeah. But also you want it to be a blend of like all of your different sides. So not just the gothic
Mm,
side, but also all of the different things that make you you.
yeah, I
So
think
like your
so.
prints and your everything like that as well.
Yeah, so that it's going to be interesting tying everything together and like looking at the boho side because in summer my style tends to be like flary pants,
Mm.
um, flare like skater style dresses, but like the stuff that you wear like beach wear as well is very like
Oh,
limited.
beachwear. Yeah. Yeah.
Off beach wear.
Coffee. Yeah, let's do it.
Can you imagine? It'd just be black trousers, wouldn't it? Black flary trousers. Yeah, that's quite good. See-through black flary trousers, right? And you could put your bikini underneath.
Oh
And
yeah,
then you
like
could have
kind of like a mesh. Like
yeah, yeah. And then you could have like like a t-shirt that's like a tie short one that's a tie one that's black but it's got like flary sleeves
oh yeah.
and that could be like matching and then yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. See, you already getting
That's
ideas.
an outfit.
Now that you found your authentic self.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah,
you've got to find your authentic self.
yeah. Because also in both of our industries, I mean, especially for you, there's so much like mainstream fashion is so it's like this big old powerful thing, isn't it? That small boutique
Mm,
designers like have to try and overcome because these huge corporations just churn out clothes that majority of people
yeah.
buy. So everyone just kind of follows the trend. So, that's kind of what you're up against, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was easier when I was younger to not follow it because I don't know, it's like as I've grown older, you kind of lose you I don't know, you sort of lose that little rebel in yourself that's like, I don't want to dress like everyone else.
Yeah.
And you just think, oh, I'll just conform and buy clothes like everybody else.
Yeah,
But I don't know what I'm saying now.
that's
I've
true. No,
lost.
it's true. I think you do as you
Yeah,
get older, you tone it down, don't you? And there might be a part of you that doesn't actually want to tone it
mm,
down, but I think on a subconscious level you do because you just want to. I don't know, maybe it's the standards that society has that you think, oh, I'll just tone it down.
possibly, yeah, because you sort of get to that point where you're like, oh, I'm 30 now. Maybe I shouldn't be wearing, gothy moons and
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that, and wearing like what do people wear when they're young now? They're alternative fishnet tights with denim jeans or
Yeah,
denim shorts.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think it's so important for both of us to know who we are. And I know there's a lot of performers as well that it's such a competitive industry and
Mm,
everybody is going after the same roles and there's
mm,
people that look similar and I think it's so important to know who you are and what you have to offer.
yeah,
Um, and it's taken me a while to figure out what my style is and who I am as a performer. Like, what do I have to say? And I think also it's because I've done so many different styles of singing. Like when I was
mm,
younger, I did classical, and then I started to do musical theatre, and then I did like loads of pop.
yeah,
It's hard to know kind of where what direction I want to take that in, but also it's that I feel like there's that subconscious pressure to choose an avenue, but actually, why can't I just do all of it?
do everything. Yeah, I think that's it. I think when you're at like college and uni, they tell you to like go mad and they teach you every single little thing, and then in last year they expect you to be like right, now you've got to pick one.
Yeah, yeah. But
You've got
actually, you
to, like,
don't.
no, I don't get it. It's like you've got to pick one, and then that's you for the rest of your life then. And you're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, but what if I don't wanna, like, be a
yeah.
country western singer for the rest of my life?" Like,
Yeah,
you know?
that's it. You don't want to end up stuck in a box and just
No.
do the same thing. Yeah. And it's also a lot of it is down to like I was telling you about, I went to a workshop with a casting director. They're
Mm,
a big casting director in London and they supply loads of actors for like big West End shows. And it was basically to figure out what your casting is. So, what do casting directors, what kind of characters do they see you as, just based on the way that you look? So,
mm.
there's loads of actors there, and we were kind of all sat in the audience. And then he basically, this casting director asked me and this guy to stand up in front of everyone. Now, this guy was like tall, good looking, just like, yeah,
Mm.
your classic good looking guy. And he asked the audience, imagine we're casting a musical. Who are these? And I was stood next to him. Who are these two characters that you see before you now? And people in the audience were like, well, it's the lead couple, like it's the leading lady and man. And he was like, yeah, yeah, fab. I agree with that. And then he asked another girl to join us. And she was like blonde, very soft, like girl next door looking. So anyone who doesn't know what I look like in this podcast, I have like dark hair, like quite strong features, would you say? Like sharp nose, sharp
Yeah.
jaw. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, this blonde girl stands up next to the two of us, and then the casting director says, "The dynamic's changed now, hasn't it? Who are the characters now? Who's the leading lady now?" And everyone said, "The blonde girl. You know, she's the girl next door. She's, more suited to that role." And then he said, "Yeah." And Ashton would now be the villain. So she would be like the bitch in high school or the baddie, you know. And then, so I was like, at this point, like, oh, right, okay, so someone more like girly looking, blonde is I'm up against them. They're gonna get the lead role over me. Like that's what I was kind of figuring out at this point. Then he
Mm.
asked another girl to stand up with us, and this girl was even more like strong looking than I was. So she had really like pale skin and jet black hair, and she was a bit more plus sized. So she had like quite a full, like big cleavage, and she just looked like a really strong
Yeah.
woman. And she had dark makeup on as well, and that kind of thing. And she stood up, and
Mhm.
the casting director was like, "Who's the villain in the musical now?" And everyone said, "This girl." And he was like, "Yeah, that's right. So, Ashton, you can sit down now then." So, by process of elimination, I was now no longer in the cast because there was someone more leading lady looking than me and more villain looking than me. So, I just didn't fit.
Mhm.
I was so disheartened by that workshop. I went home and was like, well, what am I then? If I'm not going to be seen as the leading lady because I'm not soft enough, but I'm not going to be seen as the villain because I'm not hard enough, where do I fit? And I had a real crisis, and I was talking to my friends, real identity crisis of like, because
Mm.
I love to play villains. When I was in drama school, I was the villain 9 out of 10 times. I
Yeah.
was Smears, I was Elsa, I was always this
Yeah.
crazy evil lady. But I also would love to play the lead. Like I was cover Sarah Brown in Guys and Dolls, and I would love to play Molly from Ghost and things like that. And I
Mm.
was saying to my friends, does that mean I won't and I can't? And they were like, no. Why, no, don't allow someone to tell you who you can and can't play. And also bear in mind, this casting director, none of us had sang in this workshop yet. It was just based on the way we looked.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. And yeah, it took me a while to kind of remind myself to kind of just take that with a pinch of salt and kind of think, don't read into it too much because you can play, and my friends have said this to me, you can play whatever you want to play. That's why you're an actress. Like,
Yeah.
that's what acting is. You're playing someone that's not you, like you're playing a character.
Yeah.
So it's taken me a while to figure out to learn that basically, and to accept
Mm,
the way I look isn't going to put me in a box and mean that I can't play leading women, or I always have to play the bitch because I've got dark hair.
bizarre though, like,
Yeah, yeah. And I think there are a lot of actors that feel the same. I think there are a lot of actors that don't know how they're perceived, and they don't know what roles they're capable of playing, but actually it's everything. You can play
yeah,
whatever
well,
role you want.
yeah, exactly. And surely you can always like make yourself look more like the person for the part that you're going for as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't suggest, dyeing hair or anything like that
yeah,
to be the blonde one,
yeah.
but it's a
But
bit mad.
yeah, and it's also like, if you look at Meryl Streep in, have you seen Iron Lady when she played Margaret Thatcher?
No.
So she played Margaret Thatcher, obviously like
Mm.
world's toughest lady.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then she plays Donna Sheridan running around a green island with long blonde hair.
I mean,
It's like she's playing polar opposites, and
yeah.
she can look angular and harsh. I mean, look at what's the character she plays in Devil Wears Prada.
Miranda Priestley. I was gonna
Yeah,
say that Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, she does in
yeah.
that.
So
Yeah,
someone
she's
might look
yeah,
at
she
Meryl
is.
Streep.
She's so different in Mamma Mia, isn't she? Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot. Forgot. Yeah, it's her. She's the main one, isn't she? With the
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
she looks so different in that.
yeah. But that's just it. Like, a casting director could look at her and think she can only play harsh, cold characters because she's got quite a sharp nose. She's got like, her eyes are quite beady. She's got like
Mm.
pursed lips. But then another casting director thinks, let's make this woman Donna Sheridan. Let's get her in some overalls.
It's crazy. I don't get
Yeah, so
it.
I think the moral is, you don't need some, just because some one casting director doesn't see you as something doesn't mean someone else won't, and it doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing that, because you can do anything.
Yeah. And again, that'll apply to fashion as well, kind of similar. Like, just because you like sort of crazy goth stuff doesn't mean you can't make floaty, fun
Yeah,
prints as well, and combine them together to
exactly.
and I think it's all about creating new things. I think if you had people that just made the same stuff, then nothing new would ever get made.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the process actually of doing a mood board at the minute to for this new brief that I'm working on. This which brief is it? Oh God, my brain's gone. Oh yes, so just designing outfits from a film. So I
Oh
picked
yeah,
Mad
yeah,
Max Fury Road, and that would be really interesting to see then how that translates into fashion, because it's really um like skulls, deserts. There's loads of like spikes and chains, and it's
yeah,
really graphic, visually really exciting. It's really good.
yeah,
So I've got quite a lot of references and like skeleton bones. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays out and how my style translates.
yeah,
So I'll hopefully be posting some bits. I'm probably going to try and get my mood board posted so people can see what I'm working on, and then I'll
yeah,
post a few of my design ideas as well. Um, but yeah, I think it is, for so long I was trying to just be like, who am I as a person and what am I? And it's just so hard to pigeonhole like, okay, so I'm going to dress like this person or I'm going to look this way forever, because it's not. It's like one day I might want to wear loungewear out, it's bright pink, but then if I'm going on a night out, I'll probably want to wear like, usually that's when I wear darker clothes and like
yeah,
black um
yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's just, yeah, it's interesting.
And the thing is, when I think of you, I I think when we were younger, because you're obviously like, when we were young, the 5 year age gap between us was quite big. So I
Hmm.
think I was influenced by the music you listened to and the way you dressed. I did as well, because obviously
Yeah, you're a little
you look up to your
skater.
big sister.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I think in primary school it was non-uniform day, and I went into school. I think I was only like 10, but I had baggy pants and a big chain coming out. And all my friends were like laughing at me. And
So funny. Oh,
but I
but
think it was because of you, like you influenced me. And but now, and I think that is how I used to see you. I used to see you as
mm,
quite skatery, heavily
yeah, a bit of a
tattooed.
tomboy.
Well, yeah, yeah. Whereas now there's loads of different things that I associate with you. It's like, yeah, there is still that side. It's still very much there. So I would
Yeah.
it wouldn't ever surprise me if you turn up to the house with random coloured hair and like, all black on
Yeah.
or anything. Like if you turn up in a
Yeah.
side dog outfit, I wouldn't really be shocked. But it also would make sense for you to turn up in a really flowery dress as well.
Yeah.
It would be like, yeah, that's Amy,
Yeah.
that's her style, because
Yeah.
all of those things are just part of you.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's like that. But I remember growing up and it was like the you was at the age where I think it was like 15, 16. No, yeah, 15. When you go to the under 18 nights. And I just remember like we used to remember Liquid in
Yeah,
Wigan before it shut
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Oh God, I remember going to that and I just remember thinking like I just did not fit in. Like I just did not feel comfortable. Like everyone would wear these really like girly dresses and like have the cleavage out, and I was just like, no.
yeah.
I'm like, this is not for me.
You were thinking,
And
get me a black tunic and a
I
wand.
was like, get me a black tunic, get me some sweatbands. I mean, I was like, I do not fit in. But I remember that feeling when I did like stop going to Liquid because it was just it just wasn't me. Like I stood out like a sore thumb trying to fit in, like denim.
Mm,
Like everyone would be wearing these lovely floaty dresses, and I just be like, just gonna wear a denim skirt,
yeah,
top.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I remember like finding like you get to that point where I think one of my friends started going to like the alternative rock night,
Mm,
and I just thought I'm just gonna go and try it. And it was just so much more relaxed and everyone wasn't like dressed up to the nines,
yeah,
like dolled up at the age of 15. Like I just could not be bothered.
yeah,
So I just felt so much more comfortable and I was like, oh, I can wear like a vest top and my denim skirt.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just went from there. But I've noticed that as I have grown up, I was very rigid in the way I dressed. But now I have got more like um, I'm more kind of open to things, trying new things and trying out different styles. But I think I'm just a goth at heart. Like,
Yeah. I think I'm still a
yeah,
little tomboy as well with bruises on my
yeah.
knees.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
funny.
But it's interesting though, isn't it? As an artist, like for you in Liquid, you
Mm,
knew that it wasn't you, like you something fell off. And I get that
yeah,
feeling if I'm doing something artistically and my instinct is like something's not there, something's not clicking. 9 out of 10
mm,
times it's because it's not me being truthful and it's not me doing something that is just authentically me.
yeah. I think
Sometimes
you
you get
do
that gut
know.
feeling.
Yeah, you do. And I, yeah, I get it with clothes, trying stuff on, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
And I imagine in your designing process, there are moments where you just think, oh, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel like me. I'm trying to do something that isn't me. And it's like I get moments where I
Mm,
feel like I'm on stage trying to be something that I'm not. And then when I
yeah,
strip all that away and I just go back to being me and celebrating my own style, that's when, that's when things really start happening.
yeah. It's same with me, like in my work. So like, um, I usually just get to a block, so I know that I'm kind of going down the wrong path, or I need to maybe I'll kind of be thinking, right, I'm going to look at these butterflies and these moths and stuff, and what am I going to do from that? And then you kind of think, who is the customer? But at the same time, you need to design something that you like because
Mm.
I can't design something that I don't like because I'll lose interest and I
Yeah,
get bored, and then I'm like, right, I've had enough now.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
I'm the
which
same.
I
I
love.
if I'm doing a
Yeah.
show and I don't like the music and the songs are just not me, because I'll sing a song and I'll know if it suits my voice or if it doesn't.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And if I'm singing
yeah.
something and I know I'm singing it, I'm trying to get through it, but it's not hitting home. You do you know, and you can feel it, and you feel that forcedness,
Yeah.
forcedness.
Softness, yeah, definitely. And that's the thing what I was struggling with, and I've had to come back I think well, was it last week we were talking about burnout? I think
Yeah.
it was, wasn't it? I
Mm,
think I basically had given myself that because I was going on this path that wasn't me and it wasn't anything that was interesting to me, and I was just kind of forcing myself to make things that
yeah.
I didn't really weren't really that interested in. And if I'm not interested in it, then who else is going to be interested in it?
Yeah.
So I kind
Yeah.
of stepped back. I've stepped back this week. I'm still working. Obviously, I'm getting this project underway, but I think that'll be really interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm just gonna stop trying to go down paths that aren't me.
That's it. If you feel like you're losing momentum and you're losing inspiration, it is a case of just thinking, right, let's go back to my roots, let's go back to me
Mm. Yeah,
and remember, like, find that truth and that authenticity, and then the inspiration will come from that.
yeah, and I think getting out and about as well has really helped. Like because obviously we've not been able to go in shops for so long,
Mm.
so I've just been sort of, I feel like I've just been in this little bubble with just online shopping, and I feel like I'm like being so influenced by Instagram and influencers, and that's just not me. Like I'm not the type of person to follow influencers and like stuff like that, and it just feels like you've got so pigeonholed because you've just been stuck with these people on Instagram wearing this, that, and that, and that, and pushing all their ideas on you that you kind of lose yourself a bit because you're like, oh well, she's wearing that, so that must be good. But then now the shops are open, I can get out and actually be like, oh, clothes that I like, that not that I'm being told to like by someone
Yeah,
else.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really helped.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah, definitely.
Mm, yeah.
That's really good. And it's the same for me. I remember I did an audition, I think it was for Mamma Mia. And this was right when I was having my identity crisis. And
Mm,
like, there's this traditional musical theatre voice that is very like prominent in the theatre world. You know, it's like
yeah.
you know what I
I,
mean, don't
yeah,
you?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And when I was singing I Dreamed a Dream for my audition, and obviously my voice doesn't sound like that bright girly like Amanda Seyfried. My voice is just not like that
Mm.
at all. It's darker, and I went into this audition and I did a fake voice. Like I
Oh
put
God.
on, I was like, I have a dream, a song, and I made it musical theatre-y, and it was
Right.
completely different to how. And I thought that that's what the casting director would have wanted because that's what the
Mm,
role of Sophie would have should have sounded like.
yeah.
And but it was so fake, and I
Oh,
didn't get recalled. And I left the audition and I was like, I should have just sang that as me. I should have just sang
yeah.
it in my own voice. And obviously,
Yeah.
I'm acting and I'm playing the character, but I didn't need to make my voice brighter and girlier. My own voice would have been better because they would have seen that it was truthful. And I was kicking myself afterwards because I was like, that wasn't that wasn't even me. That casting director didn't even get to hear me being.
No. I don't get how everyone ends up with a similar style of voice because it's true. It's like musical theatre people do have a very like specific way of singing,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Did they teach you that or what? I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, we're very technical singers,
Yeah.
so it's all technique in musical theatre. Whereas in pop, obviously, there's a lot more freedom to kind of. I think it also in musical theatre, it's all about safety and sustainability because they need you to be able to sing
Mm,
times a week.
Oh, okay.
You find a lot of pop singers like Miley Cyrus and singers like that who their singing is a little bit unsafe, but it's because they
Yeah.
can afford to do that because of the name that they've earned for themselves. And
Yeah,
whereas,
that's true.
yeah, I think musical theatre, it is very technical, also because it's hard. A lot of the songs are really like,
Mm,
harder songs. Um, but I also just think there are people out there that have unique voices that aren't in roles. And I
right.
think that people who have a more classical musical theatre tone, they're just, I don't know, they're working. And
Mm,
it's just a mixed bag. There's a lot of people with a musical theatre tone that aren't working. But I mean, I've always been told that my voice isn't that. Like my voice is, it's really different. And
yours is more like pop,
yeah,
like well, not pop, but just singer in general.
singer in
Yeah.
general.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't fit any like mold, does it? And I think that's another thing. In theatre, you do the role for a certain amount of time, and then
Mm,
someone else comes and steps into the role. And I think sometimes they want people that are just going to fill the role without like making too much of a like camaraderie, like you know what I mean? Like they just
yeah.
fill the role and it's like done, all the requirements are met. And
Yeah.
so like someone like me comes along and maybe I don't sound enough like the person that did it last time to fit into the role seamlessly.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's a strange one.
Mm,
I think again it is also just taste. Like
yeah.
the musical theatre voice is in the industry more widely accepted than someone with a quite a different tonality. And like that the casting director's workshop, it was just a taste thing. Like she looked girlier
Mm,
than me, she looked harsher than me. And maybe if they'd have heard us sing, they would have thought my voice was more suited to the villain. I think it is also just what fits and what
yeah.
vision is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I suppose they have a vision in their head of what this person needs to look like and what
Mm,
like obviously you've got to match the other people.
yeah,
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 tough,
that's it. And
tough.
also, yeah, you need to, if it's an ensemble, they want certain members of the cast to stand out if they're leads, and they want certain
Mm,
blend and make an ensemble. And a voice like mine doesn't blend because it
mm.
doesn't sound like anyone else's. So if I'm up for ensemble work, I'm probably less likely to get it because I don't blend in with an ensemble.
Ah, okay.
So
Mm.
I remember my note when I was at drama school and I was in an ensemble, my director kept saying, Ashton, stop upstaging everyone. Because I was drawing too much attention to myself by like just really going for it in the back. And the director was like, Ashton, this isn't about you.
Oh my god, that's really
And I was
funny.
like, it's not my problem if people are looking at me.
Oh
Oh
god,
God.
that's funny.
It's one of those, I don't think there's a way to like know all the answers. I think it's
Yeah,
just got to do you, and hopefully
yeah,
someone will come along and love it and not want to change it and think, let's give this person a shot at this.
yeah, makes sense.
But at the end of the day, you do you, boo.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't fit
Boo.
any molds.
No.
Don't try and be something you're not because it you won't get far doing that. You might get a little bit far, but eventually it'll come out.
Yeah, well then you get fed up, you'll be like, "Oh, I've had enough."
Yeah, yeah. And you'll want to get your fishnets back on and your
Yeah, exactly, and your denim shorts.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
Mm,
I think that's just about summarizes everything that we wanted to say on identity and authenticity and all of that kind of stuff.
yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm.
follow our new Instagram page, everyone. It's Sister Business Podcast. I had to remember what it was then. Sister Business Podcast. And I think we're going to find a platform for these podcasts to be uploaded to. So look out for that as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, do you have anything else that you want to add?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think if you want to see my mood boards, then follow me on at Amy York Official.
Yeah.
I'm going to post them up, I think, once I've done them and got a little bit of feedback.
Mm,
But
yeah,
yeah,
that sounds
no, it was
good.
good.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, everyone, have a lovely weekend. Look after yourselves.
And we'll see you all next week.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.